According to research, around 85% of individuals experience struggles with low self-esteem to negative self-talk at some point during their lives. That statistic is significant enough to prompt us to reflect on our mental processes. Today, we are delving into a topic that is both challenging and transformative: overcoming negative thinking. This exploration goes beyond silencing the inner critic. It seeks to empower us to lead more fulfilling lives. In the realm of Stoicism, we find a profound insight that our thoughts are not simply faint echoes in our minds. They are the loud voices dictating our happiness and suffering. Stoic wisdom teaches us that while we cannot control the world around us, our perception of it is completely within our grasp. The Stoics were not merely ancient philosophers. They embodied the role of mental warriors, engaging in a battle against the tyranny of uncontrolled thoughts and emotions through rationality and inner peace. Today, I aim to help you understand how negative thoughts affect us and to discuss practical Stoic strategies to combat them. Together, we will learn to harness the power of our minds to create a life free from the shackles of negativity and enriched by the virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. If you feel hesitant, I urge you to stay engaged. This conversation may challenge some of your most deeply held beliefs, but it will also open the door to new avenues of personal growth. Before we dive in, I encourage you to share this video with others on their personal journeys toward growth and philosophical exploration. If you appreciate the insights we are discussing and wish to support our exploration of Stoicism, a simple yet meaningful way to do so is to click the subscribe button. Let's get started. Negative thinking is not merely an occasional annoyance or fleeting bad mood. It represents a pervasive issue that can dramatically affect all aspects of our lives, from our morning mindset to the choices we make regarding our health, careers, and relationships. Such thoughts can be overwhelmingly debilitating. But what do we mean by negative thinking? At its core, it's a pattern of expectantly anticipating the worst, undermining our own efforts, and often assuming we are less capable or deserving than we truly are. Why do we fall into this trap? Stoic philosophers believed that it isn't the events themselves that disturb us, but rather our interpretations of those events. Epictetus famously stated that men are disturbed not by things, but by their perceptions of them. This viewpoint is central to grasping our negative thinking challenges. It's not reality itself that constrains us, but the perspectives through which we view our world. Carl Jung's exploration of the psyche provides additional insight. He acknowledged that negative thoughts often originate from the less conscious aspects of our minds, the personal and collective unconscious. Jung opined that, until we bring the unconscious into our conscious awareness, it will dictate our lives, often erroneously labeled as fate. By shedding light on these unconscious biases, we can begin to diminish their influence over us. Consider how this manifests in our daily lives. When faced with challenges, negative thinking can convince us we've already lost before we even start, hindering us from taking the necessary actions that might lead to success. It's akin to being in a boat, rowing with all your effort, while being anchored to the shore, preventing any progress, no matter how hard you try. Stoicism teaches us to critically examine our thoughts, questioning the validity of our negative assumptions. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, encourages us to scrutinize our thoughts, discarding those that lack rationality or utility. This introspection can help untangle us from harmful thinking patterns and regain control over our mental landscape. Let's not overlook the powerful influence of our societal and cultural backdrop. In a world flooded with messages of inadequacy, whether we're not successful, wealthy, or intelligent enough, it's no wonder negative thoughts seep in. These messages target our minds, nurturing weeds of doubt and insecurity that can stifle our potential. Fortunately, Stoicism equips us with the tools to uproot these weeds and cultivate a garden of supportive and empowering thoughts. Today, we confront negative thinking not merely to dismiss or evade it, but to deeply understand, thoroughly question, and replace it with constructive reasoning. This Stoic method is not simply about coping. It's about thriving. By mastering our thoughts, we also master our perceptions and, ultimately, our lives. Understanding the origins of negative thinking is crucial in tackling it effectively. We're not just identifying bad habits, we're uncovering the deep-seated roots that shape our perceptions and affect our mental landscape. Negative thoughts can emerge from various sources: our upbringing, societal expectations, past failures, and even seemingly insignificant comments from those we interact with. Each can plant seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation, growing into an enduring negativity. From an early age, many of us find ourselves in environments that don't encourage positive self-esteem. Imagine a child repeatedly told they aren't smart enough, or an educational structure that seems to reward only perfection. These experiences greatly influence how we view ourselves. Aristotle noted that we are what we habitually do. Thus, repeated negative thoughts can become a habitual lens through which we see ourselves and our capabilities in a diminished light. Rejection can further reinforce these damaging narratives. Each setback can validate a negative internal voice whispering, "I knew I couldn't do it." This can morph into a self-fulfilling prophecy, not due to a lack of ability, but because we begin to act in ways aligned with our negative beliefs. With Plato's assertion that reality is shaped by the mind, we can alter our reality through a change of perspective. By examining and challenging our interpretations of events, we can begin to dismantle the foundation of our negative thoughts. Fear also plays a significant role in fostering negative thinking. As a natural protective response, it can spiral into excessive anxiety or worrying, obscuring rational judgment. Fears about failure, the unknown, or rejection can lead to catastrophic thinking where the mind leaps to the worst outcomes. Stoicism presents a remedy: the premeditation of evils, a technique that involves envisioning the worst-case scenarios in detail to lessen their emotional impact when or if they occur. Carl Jung suggested that, until we bring the unconscious into conscious awareness, it will govern our lives. Many negative thoughts originate from unconscious beliefs formed in early life, shaped by guardians, educators, and media. These beliefs often remain unchallenged because they elude our conscious recognition. Making them conscious can diminish their power, allowing us to reclaim control over our thoughts. Moreover, we cannot ignore societal and cultural pressures that emphasize scarcity and competition, imposing exceptionally high standards that can feel unachievable. This environment fosters constant comparisons and the sense of never being enough. Stoicism urges us to shift our focus from external validation to internal virtues, encouraging us to measure success by our personal growth rather than by comparison to others. The roots of negative thinking are intricate and multifaceted, encompassing personal history, emotional experiences, ingrained fears, and societal messages. By drawing on the insights of both Western philosophy and psychology, especially the Stoic emphasis on controlling perceptions and reactions, we can begin to unravel these negative thought patterns. This profound understanding not only alleviates their effects, but also empowers us to reshape our mental framework positively and resiliently. When we discuss reviewing our minds, we are not merely suggesting a transient effort to think more positively. We are advocating for a deep and lasting transformation of our internal dialogue. This transformation fosters a mindset that enables us not just to endure but to thrive. The Stoic philosophers provide enduring guidance on achieving this through the disciplined practice of reflecting on our thoughts and intentionally shaping them to promote resilience and peace. One of the core principles of Stoicism is the idea that our emotions and reactions stem from our judgments, which are within our control to change. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor and philosopher, suggested that we possess power over our minds, not external events. Acknowledging this will lead us to strength. This profound realization reminds us that renewal begins with seizing control of our thoughts, critically evaluating their accuracy, and aligning them with our true intentions and values. Aristotle offers valuable insights as well, proclaiming that self-knowledge is the starting point of all wisdom. This introspective journey requires examining our thought patterns and differentiating between those that serve us and those that undermine our efforts. By increasing awareness of our thoughts, we can challenge those negative narratives that may have become ingrained over time. This process is not about dismissing emotions, but rather about developing a better understanding that enhances our capacity to manage them. Furthermore, Jung's insights on the psyche resonate with Stoic wisdom beautifully. He posited that what you resist not only persists but grows. Rather than resisting negative thoughts, Stoicism teaches us to acknowledge them, analyze their origins, and evaluate their truth. This methodology prevents these thoughts from festering in the shadows of our unconscious, where they can expand unchecked. Renewing the mind also requires immersing ourselves in materials and activities that foster positivity and growth, such as reading philosophical texts that challenge our thoughts or engaging with art that inspires us. Such practices allow for new narratives and perspectives to replace old, unhelpful stories. Socrates' emphasis on living an examined life is crucial. By continually reflecting on our beliefs and the thoughts that stem from them, we engage in a process of mental renewal that keeps our minds agile and our spirits aligned with our philosophical objectives. Plato also stressed the importance of aligning with the ideal forms of justice, beauty, and goodness. Similarly, renewing our minds aligns our thoughts with the most virtuous and empowered versions of ourselves. By striving for these ideals, we build a self-concept that is robust, compassionate, and profoundly wise. To put these concepts into practice, we can start each day with a simple affirmation or a Stoic reflection that sets a positive tone for the thoughts we wish to nurture. Whether it's a quote from Epictetus on the power of our responses or a Jungian mantra reminding us of the strength in facing our shadows, these daily practices lay the groundwork for a renewed mind. This principle includes intentionally choosing our environments, the people we interact with, and the media we engage with, all of which should enhance our mental and emotional health. As Seneca famously advised, surround yourself with those likely to improve you. Aristotle also acknowledged the value of the company we keep in discussing friendships, which he categorized into those of utility, pleasure, and the good. The most valuable form of friendship of the good relies on mutual respect and admiration for each other's virtues, encouraging us to evolve into better versions of ourselves. In addition, Plato's allegory of the cave teaches us about how our environment shapes our reality. Those who reside in the cave believe that the shadows on the walls reflect reality due to their limited exposure. However, when one escapes and beholds the world outside, they realize the limitations of their understanding and can attain a higher level of knowledge. This metaphor powerfully illustrates how broadening our surroundings to incorporate positive and enlightening influences can profoundly transform our perspectives. Carl Jung's theories on the collective unconscious and archetypes offer further insight into the importance of surrounding ourselves with positivity. According to Jung, our psyche is influenced by shared cultural memories and ideas that form the collective unconscious. By selecting supportive and positive environments, we can redefine the archetypes that shape our personal narratives, shifting from fears and inadequacies to those embodying strength and self-actualization. In practical terms, surrounding ourselves with positivity is more than just being around joyful people. It involves engaging with content and activities that reinforce our philosophical and life goals. This includes participating in communities, both online and offline, where discussions are rooted in encouragement and constructive feedback rather than criticism and negativity. We must be vigilant regarding the media we consume, choosing books, films, and programs that inspire and educate rather than those that perpetuate fear or despair. Creating environments at home and work that reflect our values and virtues is equally important. This could be as simple as maintaining a clean and organized living space, mirroring a tidied mind, or adorning our surroundings with art and symbols that resonate with our philosophical commitments of courage, justice, moderation, and wisdom. Seneca's timeless advice to hold on to our youthful enthusiasms serves as a reminder that by cultivating positivity, we align with our better natures, enriching our lives and creating a standard for others to follow. In our quest to dismantle negative thinking, the Stoics remind us that comprehension and intention alone are insufficient. Action is crucial. As Epictetus succinctly expressed, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. This straightforward directive emphasizes that our ideals must manifest through our deeds, not merely in our thoughts. Taking action in the Stoic sense means engaging in behaviors and practices that reinforce our philosophical ideals. It involves making conscious daily choices that resonate with our values of wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. By embodying these virtues, we challenge the negative thoughts that suggest we are incapable or unworthy, thus rewriting our narratives towards self-empowerment and efficacy. Aristotle emphasizes the importance of action in his doctrine of the mean, where virtue reflects a state of character achieved through habitual choices balancing excess and deficiency. For Aristotle, we become just through just actions, brave through acts of bravery, and temperate through acts of temperance. Consequently, action serves not merely as a proof of virtue, but as the means for cultivating virtue itself. Plato also highlights the transformative potential of action through his theory of forms, suggesting that to know the good is to do the good. This means that true knowledge naturally elicits right action. By aligning our actions with our Stoic understanding of virtue, we progress towards the ideal of good, uplifting not only our minds, but our entire being. Jung's concept of individuation, the psychological integration of the conscious and unconscious, further underscores the necessity of action. He contends that such integration arises not through solitude and contemplation, but through interactions with the world that challenge our existing beliefs and prompt growth. He asserts, "You are what you do, not what you say you'll do," emphasizing that our true character and psychological maturity manifest in our actions. Therefore, Stoic action transcends merely combating negative thoughts. It's about living out the virtues that define Stoicism practically. Each choice, whether in difficult situations, confronting long-standing fears, or forgiving someone who has caused us pain, is a step closer to the person we aspire to become. Moreover, embracing challenges from life offers opportunities for growth. Where others may retreat from daunting situations, Stoics view them as stages for practicing virtue. Each challenge presents a chance for action, a moment to demonstrate resilience, practice patience, or reaffirm commitment to our principles. In practical terms, taking Stoic action can involve establishing daily goals that align with our values, participating in community service that promotes kindness and justice, or engaging in disciplines like journaling and meditation to foster reflection and self-regulation. These actions not only counter negative thinking, but also contribute to the development of a stronger, more virtuous self. This notion highlights the inherent potential of language to influence, not just convey, our thoughts and feelings. The Stoics recognized that our words could either fortify or undermine the mental stronghold we establish. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on his communication style in his writings, stressing that our words should embody the virtues we promote, such as honesty, restraint, and kindness. By aligning our speech with these virtues, we reinforce our Stoic practices and have a positive impact on those around us. Additionally, Aristotle contributes to this discourse through his framework of ethos, pathos, and logos, emphasizing the compelling influence of speech. He argued that credibility ethos, emotional connection pathos, and logical argument logos are pivotal elements in effective communication. According to Aristotle, our manner of speaking and the words we choose impact not only information transfer, but also shape opinions and behavioral responses. Plato's dialogues illustrate a deep appreciation for the accuracy and significance of words, showcasing how Socrates utilized dialogue to question assumptions and uncover deeper insights. Such careful dialogue exemplifies how we can guide others toward increased understanding and self-awareness. From a psychological standpoint, Jung's theories intersect harmoniously with Stoic emphasis on mindful speech. He explored the unconscious's power and how language can express and shape the impulses that drive our behavior. Jung believed that by articulating these impulses through dialogue and reflection, we can integrate our psychological elements, leading to greater health and wholeness. Furthermore, the influence of words extends beyond interpersonal exchanges. Our internal language, the words we use when addressing ourselves, can greatly shape our self-image and emotional state. Negative self-talk, a common human experience, can be particularly harmful, resulting in decreased drive and heightened feelings of helplessness. Conversely, positive self-talk grounded in Stoic virtues can uplift and empower us. Engaging in positive affirmations, commonly encouraged in modern cognitive behavioral therapies, aligns well with Stoic practices. Such affirmations focus on reinforcing the resilience and strength that stem from a deep understanding of control and virtue. By affirming our ability to navigate responses and maintain our commitment to our values, we bolster our Stoic resolve. Consequently, the significance of words in Stoicism is profoundly practical, transcending theory to deeply affect our conversations with others, our internal dialogues, and our broader cultural engagement. Each word we choose carries substantial weight, being responsible for building or dismantling, enlightening or overshadowing, healing or harming.